Yo, what's up YouTube? Edwin the Comic Jabroni. You guys just catching me in the middle of a gaming session. But since you guys are here, how about we talk about this week and last week's independent comic reviews? You're gonna want to stay tuned. Welcome back, comic community, YouTube, what's going on? Like I said, I'm Edwin the Comic Jabroni, and I'm bringing you 2 weeks worth of independent publisher reviews for you. Last week I wasn't able to, so I decided, hey, let's throw in those books into this week's review, since this week was pretty light, but I still picked up some indie titles, guys. Hey, if this is your first time watching one of my videos, think about hitting that subscribe button and joining the hashtag Comic Jabroni Nation, guys. We are growing every day. And remember to hit that bell notification, because I go live, and if you hit that bell notification, it'll tell you when I'm live, and you can join in on the chat and all of the crazy zaniness and fun to be had on a live stream. As I always do during these reviews, I like to use a website called comicbookroundup.com. It gives us reviews from critics and users like yourself and myself. So let's get into the reviews. All right, starting with last week, I picked up a couple independent publisher books. The first one was from Boom Studios, and that is Ninja Turtles meets the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. This is issue number 2. I grabbed just the A cover. I got a little bit of heat last week for this because I not really accidentally, I knew what I was doing. But I posted a spoiler on Instagram, and I tagged one of my homies, Burke Family, on the tweet or on the Instagram post, and he hadn't read it yet, so I spoiled it for him, man, and I apologize. So from now on, when I post anything on Instagram, I'm going to put that black screen saying, hey, spoilers to come, don't scroll unless you want to be spoiled. So we're continuing on with the story. Tommy, the Green Ranger, is he a part of the Foot Clan? Is he going to help the Shredder? Or is he really a double agent? We find out in this issue, but the biggest thing, man, I love the artwork in this issue. Now the Power Rangers and the Turtles are teaming up, and they're getting to know one another. They're going out on different missions to find their friend Tommy. But Tommy is, or isn't he, a double agent? We don't know. But the Shredder has Tommy in a cage because he's not so sure either, right? But Tommy tries to get out of that cage, and he uses his Dragon Sword Morpher, right? So he's Dragon Zord trying to get out, but Shredder ain't having none of that. He takes that power from him. He takes the Dragon Morpher. There, spoilers to come, guys, if you have not read this. But the Shredder is able to get the Morpher and the Dragon Zord coin, and he goes up to the moon to meet up with Rita Repulsa. And he's like, Rita, you're no more. I am now the king dog, the best there is out there. And he uses the Dragon Zord Morpher, and he becomes Shredder, the Green Ranger, guys. Yo, this is exactly what I wanted, what a fan of the Turtles and the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, what they wanted in a meetup between these two, man. It's over the top, it's campy, it's funny, it's cheesy. There's just moments in there where you're reading and you can't wait to get more into the story. There's only issue 2, guys, and I think this is going 5 issues, so we still have 3 more. What's gonna happen? I cannot wait. Let's get into the next issue. Next up, we got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue 101 from IndieGOGO. This is the retailer incentive, the 1 in 10. I've talked about it in the past that I always get the 1 in 10 retailer incentives. I love the artwork on there, but this one's a big one to get if you're able to find this retailer incentive. I know it's already a week past when this book came out, but this is the first cover appearance of Mona Lisa, and also whoever this little mutant is down here. We don't exactly know. She does show up in this. He or she, I'm not entirely sure, shows up. But Mona Lisa shows up in this story. So this is after the events of issue 100. This takes place 6 months after that issue. And the island of Manhattan has been closed off. It really reminds me of Batman's story, No Man's Land, where Gotham was walled off, closed off, nobody in or out. And what the government's trying to do with the island of Manhattan is keep all the mutants on the island and not let anybody off of there. In this, we get more of a Jenica story. We kind of see some of the turtles and how they're dealing with the death of Splinter, right? And they're all dealing with it in their own ways. But Jenica is really the one that continues to go back to New York City to try to fight crime. We do see Raphael, he's kind of taken the moniker of that, you know, kind of the Dark Knight, the Batman, from what we remember in that 2007 Ninja Turtle movie, except he doesn't have that iron suit, kind of like Iron Man. In this one, I'll show you kind of what he looks like. There he is, right there up top. He is kind of taking that Dark Knight persona. He is still in New York City protecting, but he doesn't want anything to do with his brothers or, you know, fighting the Foot Clan or any of that kind of stuff. He's just trying to fight crime as best as he can. Mona Lisa does make her first comic book appearance in this. I know Mona Lisa was a part of the cartoon back in the days. I think they might have made a toy of her. But guys, this is a big one to get. Even if you just get the A cover, which is a really nice cover, by the way, that's a big one to get. I would suggest picking it up. But that's it from 2 weeks ago. Let's get into the books from this week. All right, guys, first up, we're going to continue on with IDW. IDW is such a great publisher. They continue to push out really great books. I mean, Boom Studio, as far as independent publishers, I think is probably putting out the best comics right now. But IDW, they've got some really great stuff. And this is one that Perry Comics put me onto because I was not going to get it. And then Perry, in our little Instagram messages, he's like, I'm going to get it. And I was like, oh, shoot, I'm sold then. Fuck it, I'll get it too. So, Rising Sun issue number 1. I picked up the retailer incentive. This was a $15 book on Midtown, and when I went to my to my LCS, they actually had it in the stack of all the rest of them. So I said, shoot, at cover price, let me go ahead and pick that up. I really like that. You know, that cover kind of gives you that old school Japanese type of artwork feel. I don't exactly know how to explain it, but I really dig that. This is written, I'm gonna get the names. This is written by Ron Mars and David Rodriguez, and the artwork is done by Martin Coccolo. And what I can say is that the artwork is phenomenal in this, man. You just get some amazing fight scenes right from the bat, guys. Right from the bat, you get these different ninjas from different clans fighting this dragon, and that's what it seems the story's going. You have these different clans in Japan that have put together their best fighters, right? 6 of their best fighters to go out on this mission to stop what how these monsters are getting into their world. So I'm showing you some of the artwork in here. I don't want to dive too deep into it, but this is only going to be a 3-issue miniseries, and I'm all in on it. I absolutely love the artwork, and I love the storytelling. I love the way the characters interact. You do in this story, because it's only a 3-issue mini, so they gotta kind of, step their game up with the storytelling and tell you the backstory a little bit and who these people are. But so even before you get to halfway through the book, it's already telling you who these characters are, what clan they're coming from, and what their mission is. I absolutely love it. It's a little bit of a bigger book. I think it was a $4.99 cover price on this, and I don't see it anywhere. Apologies on that, guys, but what I will tell you is this is worth the pickup. I know Perry last night on his show said he dug it. I'm loving it. I cannot wait to read more, but let's get into the next one. All right, next up, we're moving on into Image Comics, guys. Undiscovered Country, issue number 3 from Scott Snyder and Charles Soule. We're still in the United States of America, but it's been walled off. Nobody's heard from it for 30 years. I dig this cover. Kind of gives you that American flag type of look. I'm going to show you some of the artwork inside, which is done by Jessup Kamenkoli and Danielle Orlandi. This is such an amazing story. It's always crazy to read these stories about the U.S. and if they ever did wall off and what the rest of the world is going through and what's going on in the United States. And that's what this team that was sent in, they were sent in to try to find this cure for a disease that's been going around the world. And they meet up with Uncle Sam in the first issue, where he's calling himself Uncle Sam. But this issue gives us more of a backstory on this character right here. And he is kind of like a professor in American culture, right? He knows about America and he has an idea on what's going on inside the borders of America. I don't want to spoil it for you because it's pretty crazy. Like the things that he's talking about and the things that he's saying is going on in America, and it has to kind of do with time and how time is displaced in the US and time is going a little bit faster in the US than it is on the outside of the borders. I love this story. And the main thing, guys, I thought this was going to be a mini or a maxi series, right? Let's get 6 issues in. They're going to tell this great story. But when you read in the very back, they have this question, a Q&A session with Charles Soule and Scott Snyder. So I read them, and I read the questions and I read their answers, and it's awesome. But the biggest one is right here at the bottom from @Sexton Hardcast 14. This may have been announced and I just missed it, but is this an ongoing book or a limited series? And Scott Snyder at the top says ongoing. We're shooting for a long run. And later on in the Q&A, they talk about how they've already planned out like for the end, right? They are backwards planners, so they know the ending of this, but they've planned out for 30 issues, you know, if at the earliest, but they've planned for 50 plus issues. So that's what I love. I love an ongoing series from an independent publisher. That's what I want, guys. Image, this is a great publishing company. They have put out great work before. They continue to put out great books. Ongoing series is what I want to read. So I'm all in on Undiscovered Country. Let me know, are you? All right, guys, last book that I got for you, and this is from Dark Horse Comics, and this is my Skull Digger and Skeleton Boy issue number 2, guys. This is written by Jeff Lemire. The artwork is done by Tongchi Zhangjic. I hope I said that right. Probably didn't. But this is in the universe of Black Hammer. If you guys have ever read Black Hammer, if you've watched my videos talking about Black Hammer, you know I love some Black Hammer. Absolutely dig that world, right? Well, this is in that same world. It's set in the 1980s, but it follows a story of Skull Digger, who is Black Hammer Universe's Batman, right? But he's not the Batman that we know, right? He's not the guy that will go out there and fight criminals and defend the public, but he kills criminals. He does not care. And then he's got his Skeleton Boy down here, who he witnessed that kid's parents getting murdered. So he kills the murderer, and then when the kid goes off to a foster home, he goes in there and kind of steals him away, or he abducts him. The kid in this issue, he starts teaching this kid how to fight, how to defend himself. And the kid, it's more of a story coming from the kid, and you get parts of it told through a detective. And this detective is trying to find Skull Digger because she doesn't want Skull Digger in her town anymore. I'm absolutely loving this. I'm going to show you some of the artwork. There's some of the fight scenes that are going on where the kid is talking about how Skull Digger is teaching him how to fight. So it is definitely a Batman and Robin story. And in this issue, here's some more artwork for you. But towards the end of the issue, we again see the big bad, the bad guy that Skull Digger is trying to go and fight. So the guy's name is Grim Jim, right? And there he goes. That's what he kind of looks like right there. And I know it talks about how in the next issue, we're going to find out more about why Skull Digger is the way he is, more of his backstory, and why he hates Grim Jim so much. So guys, Skull Digger, Skeleton Boy, that is my read of the week. Y'all need to go pick up issue 1, pick up issue 2. I know they sold out on Midtown. There might have been some left over online, but your LCS should have it, man. This is such a fantastic story, and it's only 2 issues deep. I can't wait to read more. I love the Black Hammer universe, guys. Let me know, are you all in on Black Hammer? So guys, that is my Thursday video reviewing New Comic Book Day independent comics. I hope you dig the Super Mario Bros. 3 in the background. I definitely cannot play any of that music because I will get flagged big time for a copyright. But this, in all honesty, is probably either number 1 or number 2 greatest games of all time, right? Super Mario World on Super Nintendo was also one of the most fantastic games ever created. But Super Mario Bros. 3, when this came out, I mean, it changed video games, man. This platformer is perfect. And if you can tell me one thing wrong that you just kind of nitpicky about, You're insane, guys. So anyways, hey, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hit that like button, write a comment. What did y'all pick up this week? And remember, tomorrow I will be going live on YouTube just to shoot the and just talk to you guys, man. Chat it up, talk about some comics, talk about what you guys are picking up and what y'all are digging. So anyways, I'm Edwin the Comic Jabroni. Take it easy. Peace.